So I feel like what? Wow, Anita, can you not just hold 5 books in your hand at one time? Don't ask me much. Kia ora, my name's Anita and I like to read a lot of books, review a lot of books, and buy even more. Welcome to my channel. So, welcome back. So as you can see from the thumbnail, I'm going to be sharing my 5-star thriller recommendations to get you out of that reading slump. These are going to be page turners. They're going to be books that have you on the edge of your seat, books where you can't stop reading them. You are staying up till midnight to finish that book. They are the type of books that I absolutely love. Sometimes you won't even be able to sleep after you've read them. Actually, to be honest, maybe after some of these books you might go into a reading slump, which then defeats the purpose of this video. But you could then pick up one of the other ones and that will pull you out of that little mini reading slump and voila, there you go. I've just helped you 5 times maybe. Who knows? Right, so my first 5-star thriller recommendation is, of course, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. Which I think I don't say that right. Michaelides? Michaelides? Maybe I should have Googled it and saw how it was pronounced first. But anyway, The Silent Patient. This is one I recommend to everyone. Honestly, get ready to have your mind turned in ways you never thought possible. This isn't your run-of-the-mill psychological thriller. It's a roller coaster that will have you on the edge of your seat from the first page to the last. So Alicia Berenson, she's a famous painter, shoots her husband and then just stops talking. Stops talking. Doesn't say another word. And if that isn't a way to start a book, I don't know what is. Enter Theo Faber, psychotherapist on a mission to unearth the reasons as to why Alicia has stopped speaking and why on earth she shot her husband. So as he delves deeper into Alicia's past, the lines between insanity and the truth seem to blur, starts unraveling like heaps of secrets that she's kept. Through the book, you start putting together the story. You think that you've got it all mapped out. Think again, because you're wrong. I did not guess this twist. This twist flipped the entire narrative on its head. Seriously. I was just like gobsmacked. I did not see it coming. I don't think a lot of people saw it coming. So that is why this is a book to get you out of a slump, because you will sit there and think, I didn't see that coming, and what is sleep? Because you're going to be staying up all night reading this until the very end. And then you can thank me later. The next 5-star thriller read for me, and this is a more recent one, is Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. I have not read a book quite like this one. Basically, it's Halloween and the main character, Jen, she seems like not an overprotective parent, just probably a good parent. She's waiting up for her son, Todd. He's out at a party and she's, worrying about the time and he hasn't returned home yet, and then she spots him down the street and so she's feeling all good. Oh yeah, he's home. And then she witnesses the most inexplicable crime that anyone, let alone your son, could commit. She sees it from the window and then that's where it all starts to go downhill. Then from there, she wakes up the next day and she's back a day before. So basically the book follows along as she wakes up every day, back another day, or back even further days, as she tries to unravel why did Todd do what he did? How can she stop the crime that her son commits from happening? Another one that just has you sitting on the edge of your seat, rooting for not only the mum, but the son, and hoping for a good outcome at the end. And then the ending? That ending was just incredible. I am now converted to buying and reading anything Gillian McAllister writes because loved it. My next 5-star thrilling read is All the Dangerous Things by Stacey Willingham. Now, This is a bit shorter than what I'm used to. I'm used to like 400 pages plus. This is probably half, if not like 300 pages long. So I read this really quickly. Basically, it just, again, had me on the edge of my damn seat. So one night, Isabel Drake's son gets snatched from his bed. Parents' absolute worst nightmare. And I find it difficult to read any books that have anything to do with children being snatched, children being kidnapped. I feel so scared when I read books like that. And usually when I finish reading them, then I'm constantly checking on my kids, like, are they okay? Are they all right? You know? But now she's determined to uncover the truth and bring her son home. So what she does is she meets this podcaster, like a true crime podcaster, who wants to kind of tell her story on behalf of her, and they kind of team up to try and figure out what's happened to the son and who's behind the crime. Basically, he brings up memories that she has tried to put in the past and she doesn't want to think about anymore. And so you can see where she starts to build a friendship up with this guy, but also is very wary of him. Again, as you follow along, the twists and the turns just keep you thinking like, what? And then you also don't know who to trust. Like, who took him? Was he taken? Did she take him? Like, just love books like that. So highly recommend All the Dangerous Things. And the fourth 5-star thriller recommendation from me is probably not a surprise, because this author is one of my favorite authors for thrillers. The Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. Lisa Jewell, in my eyes, can do no wrong. She will be an author that I speak highly of probably for the rest of my life, unless she puts out like a really bad book. No, I don't even think that I'd put her down there. I'd just say, you know, she had a bit of a hiccup. Let's just move on, forgive her, because she's still amazing. Absolutely amazing. And a little side note, she's one of those authors that always comments on your reviews on social media. She will reach out, she will thank you. She's genuine, and she just ends up feeling like a friend you never knew you needed. So this one, again, I wonder how many times I could say on the edge of my seat. I'm literally sitting on the edge of the seat right now. So this is a tale that kind of jumps back and forth between 2017 and 2019. So in 2017, 19-year-old Tallulah goes out on a date, and she asks her mum to look after her baby for her while she goes on this date, and then she never returns home. And the next day her mum's really worried about her and starts asking her friends, you know, have you seen her? And no one has. Her mother then just embarks on this journey to try and figure out what happened to her daughter, who was behind it, what's the truth, where did she go? Fast forward to 2019, Sophie stumbles upon a note that says, dig here. I don't know. I just feel like if I saw a sign that said dig here and it looked scary or creepy, I just wouldn't be digging. Think about this all the time. When there's scenarios where there's something creepy and it asks you to do something, I am that person that would opt, nah, I'm gonna go home. Nah, I don't need that in my life. Nah, too scared. Too scared. So basically from there, it leads her down an absolute rabbit hole of chilling, revealing secrets, and there's a scary mansion involved, there's family turmoil as usual, and hidden truths all the way through that just keep you guessing from the start to the finish. So if you haven't read this, I highly recommend, as well as all of Lisa Jewell's books. Lisa Jewell is one of those ones that I always turn to when I'm in a reading slump. She writes chapters. She writes that first chapter so that it keeps you hooked. You end up finishing that first chapter and you're like, oh, I have to keep going now. What? I could probably finish it in one day, her books. And look how big they are. They're quite chunky books, but they're books that I could finish in 1 or 2 days. You are so bloody talented. Last but not least, my 5th 5-star thriller recommendation for getting you out of that damn reading slump and back into reading mode is The Girl in the Mirror by Rose Carlyle. Now, Rose is a Kiwi author, so we're all about supporting local talent. And this book, again, it's one that the ending comes along and you're just like, what? What? How? I think I even reread this ending maybe 5 times, possibly more, because I was so shocked at how it happened, and I needed to reread it to actually make it seem like not true, but I needed to make sure that I read it correctly, because it was just like, how? This follows twin sisters Iris and Summer, who are identical twins where like the resemblance is uncanny. You could basically get away with being the other person and everyone would be none the wiser, even people close to them. You will see. So Iris is very envious of Summer's luxury life that she lives, that she decides to join Summer and her husband on a yacht sailing around the Seychelles? Seychelles? Did I say that right? Only to find herself stranded in the Indian Ocean. But fate takes an unexpected turn and Iris decides to step into her sister Summer's shoes and pretend to be her and live her damn life. So basically we follow Iris as Summer, and she basically is on the edge of discovery the whole time. Like you're like, oh no, oh, this is the... She's in the pursuit of a pretty hefty inheritance. So that always factors in the most awful of human experiences, because when people know they're going to inherit money especially, people turn nasty. I honestly did not see this ending happening, and I highly rate this one 5 stars, and I will read anything Rose writes, and I'm always recommending this book to everyone. So, and I read this like a few years ago now, and I still like, this would be a reread for me. So if you haven't heard of this one because you're not from New Zealand, try and hunt it down. Look anywhere and everywhere for it, because I feel like you will enjoy this one. And yeah, enjoy, and ngā mihi, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. See you later.